240 cases. That's at least what was on a very fine network known as Fox News.
President Trump was sort of downplaying it and said it wasn't going to get here. Fox News and other conservative media were sort of amplifying that point.
How concerned are you?
Well, we pretty much shut it down. Coming in from China.
You know, in April, supposedly it dies with the hotter weather, and that's a beautiful date to look forward to.
I can't believe how well they're handling this. The proof is in the pudding, and so far, everything is working.
Congratulations to you, to the administration, to the president for what you are doing, because within this country, it seems to be under control. And every safeguard taken.
From the beginning of this outbreak, Fox News has posed a genuine public health threat by first downplaying the severity of the disease.
It's beyond absurd, and it's getting to the point of just being needlessly panicking to folks. What do you tell them then? I mean, obviously, this isn't yet anything approaching even a fraction of the magnitude of the common flu.
This virus should be compared to the flu, because at worst case scenario, it could be the flu.
When I was hearing the amount of people that died with the flu, I was shocked to hear it. Anywhere from 27,000 to 70,000 or 77,000. As of the time I left the plane with you, we had 240 cases. Well, that's at least what was on a very fine network known as Fox News. I know you love it, but that's what I happen to be watching.
You know, he has a lot of power over some of those hosts, but Tucker was, I think, able to get through to him basically on air and in person.
People you trust, people you probably voted for, have spent weeks minimizing what is clearly a very serious problem. It's just partisan politics, they say. Calm down. In the end, this is just like the flu, and people die from that every year. But they're wrong. The Chinese coronavirus is a major event. It will affect your life. And by the way, it's definitely not just the flu.
I am officially declaring a national emergency.
America is different today than it was even last week. We are facing an incredibly contagious and dangerous virus.
This very moment is a critical time for everybody in the country.
Fox is a real pipeline for the president about medical advice.
He hears about it on television from physicians on Fox News panels who tout its efficacy.
How big a game changer could chloroquine and its sister drug hydroxychloroquine be if, say, we began using it fairly promptly to treat Americans?
Tell us what this is and why you think it's promising, please.
So the president has the authority to authorize the use of hydroxychloroquine against coronavirus immediately.
Hydroxychloroquine. It's shown very encouraging, very, very encouraging early results. And we're going to be able to make that drug available almost immediately.
Laura Ingraham and two regulars on Ingram's show visited the White House to hype this drug.
To say anything they want about the pandemic on Fox, because as you point out, an alternate reality is being created.
As recently as last Friday, April 3rd, Governor Cuomo was threatening to use the National Guard to seize ventilators from facilities upstate. That's how badly New York needed them. Except it didn't need them.
What would our response have been, and would our response have been less damaging to the economy and to the lives of all of you, millions of Americans, if we had had more accurate models from the start? And shouldn't this experience make us less willing to rely on the same experts to help determine when and how we should reopen our economy?
The good thing is that the number of beds needed, I think we were right about that. I was right. My group was right. They're not needing nearly as many beds as they thought. They're not needing as many ventilators as they thought. In fact, I just saw in your show and a couple of other people just reported back to me that everyone is in great shape from the standpoint of ventilators.
But the president's push, in defiance of public health experts, has a chorus of support from his cheerleaders on Fox News. Some hosts there are leading the charge to prematurely, recklessly reopen the country, so to speak.
Thousands of patriots rallied for a reopening. People are getting antsy. They sense what's really happening. And then the ongoing violations of our civil liberties in the shutdown.
Minnesota, Kentucky, Michigan, all around the country. You governors, you're overstepping your authority. You've gone way over the line.
Just minutes after a Fox News report on the demonstrations, the president began tweeting.
He tweeted, "Liberate Minnesota, liberate Michigan, liberate Virginia," all caps, each a separate tweet.
You know that famous phrase, the cure is worse than the disease? That is exactly the territory we are hurtling towards.